one favorite thing is that you have power to change the world with the code. So that's the power I think I have. That's the weapon of every engineer.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the another episode of Diary of a Developer, guys. And today I'm super excited to introduce another guest who is my dear student. She was one of our first batch, first student, and who built successful career even though she was international student. And she's currently working as a software engineer in the aquarium in Sydney. And I'd like to welcome her. Okay, Puja, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Puja Bhandari. I'm currently working as software engineer.
Okay, so why software engineer? Why you choose to build your career as a software engineer?
Yeah, so whenever there is any career or something, when the talks comes on, the first thing is the passion. So the thing is, I'm really passionate about software engineering, and I'm solving the problems makes me happy. So that's the reason I'm towards this sector, and also software engineering is very rewarding career.
Okay, that's I can't deny that because I'm also being a software engineer. I love software engineering career. So I just want to go back to the early age. I want to see like how was your upbringing? What some people have like for example when I was child like around 10, 15 years old. I don't remember, maybe 10 years old. I used to think that there is only one company that builds the software, that is Microsoft, and I wanted to work as a software engineer or computer engineer in Microsoft company, and that was my like a childhood kind of dream. But somehow my dream at least made me software engineer, even though I haven't worked in the Microsoft. I just want to know like your childhood until now. What was your journey like? Have you always thought that you're going to become a software engineer as a child? What do you wanted to become when you were a child?
So it's never one thing. Someday I want to be doctor, and someday I want to be engineer. It's always different thing. But I think one thing that really affects on what you choose in your career is how like what kind of people around you.
Very true. Yeah.
And I've been always surrounded by people who were in like IT industry. Like
Okay.
even all of my friends, they are in IT industry right now. Most
Okay.
of my friends. So that is kind of like the connection and everything, people around you, and it's already on my mind that okay, I'm gonna be in this sector.
Okay. Is any family member were in the IT industry when you were children, like your parent, your cousins, anybody?
I was grown up in an army family, so it was very strict. I was
Okay.
grown up being very disciplined kid. Not in my not my elder brother. I have one elder brother, but my some of my cousins, they were in IT industry before.
Okay. So do you think somehow you got inspiration from them?
I can
Or
say yes. Yeah,
yeah,
kind of yes.
yeah. Because I remember when I was a child, I can't really remember like what really drawn me to the tech industry. Maybe some movies I saw, and then I really liked it as a child.
Yeah.
And one of my uncle, he was working as a software engineer, and then maybe this is where I get some sort of influence, and then maybe I started thinking about, well, I want to work as a software engineer in, oh sorry, computer engineer actually, that was the terminology I used to use in the Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it really like very important to have what people you have around.
Yeah.
That will definitely somehow take you towards the career.
Yeah, and when I was in Nepal, like up to 12th grade, I knew that I want to be inside the engineering sector.
Oh, okay,
But
wow.
till that time, I didn't know that I will be in IT only. So after coming to Australia and then exploring different kind of courses, and in my university as well, and then I got to know that okay, I want to be this.
So basically, after starting your university, you now okay, this is what you wanna do.
Yeah.
So that's where your actually passion grew,
Yeah,
maybe.
I never wrote a single line of code when I was back in Nepal.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was in Australia only.
So basically, yeah. So yeah, after studying, so like being international student, you know that
Yeah.
people always find hard to as a student visa, they find hard to believe that it is easy to get the job. So how did you shift that mindset, or did you ever have that kind of mindset that maybe I'll study the IT, yeah, definitely gonna help me for PR, but now I have a passion. When do you think that you're going to like I'm gonna go all in,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna crack the job? What made you give that confidence?
So if you think from the recruiter perspective, from the company's perspective, they will think in the same way. It's very hard to find the right candidate. So why not you become a right candidate for the recruiters who are hiring you?
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about the people who doesn't know about the recruitment perspective? What can we suggest them to
Um,
plan?
so one thing is dedication. So you have to be really dedicated. It's not that I'll just join a course, or I'll just go to university and then I will be getting a job in IT industry or something. You have to really dig inside. You have to do all the research from your side. What is the job market now? What the skills that I need to know for that, and how do I build the connection with the people, and how to sell yourself on the market for that.
Okay, so speaking to the getting, planning out and then start learning it. So when did you start writing your first line of code? Do you
Uh,
remember?
so the first line of code that I wrote, that was not out of my interest.
Oh, okay.
It was when I was in university.
Just part of the
Just part of the
curriculum.
course.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
later on, gradually, I started developing interest, and then I started writing code. I started building projects by myself, and then
Okay.
I wanted to build more hands-on project. I started researching some of the providers that can teach me, full on like end-to-end development of the project and all. And then my interest kept on building once I dig inside it.
Okay, that's, yeah, I think that's where probably you start looking for. Okay, so after learning it, what stage you find yourself that, okay, I think I learned myself. I'm not sure if it's enough already or not to get the job, or if I want more skill from this point, I need someone to help me. Have you ever felt at that at some point?
So when you are starting, when you are on the beginning of your career, you really need to prove yourself. So once, if you are already in the industry and you have experience to show, like you have projects to show on the company that you worked previously, it's very easy to get you up to the interview level. But if you are just starting, you really have to show that what you are. You need to have hands-on projects to show.
True,
Yeah.
true.
So that's the thing.
Okay, so um, I just wanted to since you write your first line of code,
Yeah.
how long did it really take you until you get the first job? Because I have a lot of students, they come to us and then say, hey, I want to get job in 3 months. They don't want to know the journey that requires for anybody to gain the necessary skills,
Yeah.
and not only the technical skill, the communication skill as well. So people, maybe nowadays everybody have that microwave mindset, they want everything quick and fixed and they want to get quick job. But look, when I talk to a lot of developer, I have seen when they started writing code versus when they have the job, and there's a quite big gap, especially in the software industry. So how long did it take for you from going from the first line of code to getting your first job?
So I started writing first line of my code when I was uni. So it took me 3 years to land the
Wow.
job after I started learning.
Well, that's
Yeah.
like a really a long, big passion.
Yeah.
Like you are constantly learning, constantly growing, constantly looking for a mentorship until, okay, today finally is my day. And then maybe that job is still rejected. And then you go again, try again. So 3 years, yeah. I have seen a developer who are taking from 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, even more than that. But that doesn't mean like we leave everything behind and then only just practicing 3 months becoming a developer. So we do what we're doing. On the top of that, we find extra time to practice ourselves
Yeah.
and then to become a developer, right?
Yeah.
So how do you, I know you were studying as an international student and you had to work as well for a year and then family time and everything. How did you manage your time to find like you need to learn? So you understood that you have to learn the skills first.
Yeah.
That's very good thing. Not many people understand that.
Yeah.
And now, after understanding, another important part is finding the time because of the work commitment. You have to go to universities, and you need to give some time to family or friends, and then do assignments and things like that. How did you balance your time at that time while you are still a student?
Yeah, so when you are a student and when you are studying, so priority setting is something that you really need to learn about. You need to know what is on priority. Like, is it on priority to study something, learn something, do your assignments, do your coding, or whatever you want to do, or is it important for you to go out for dinner with your friends? So you need to
That's
be
true.
able to prioritize things.
So true. Do you want to go for party every weekend, or you want to stay home, become a qualified professional, get the job, and then go more party harder,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That,
exactly. I don't remember me like going out having party or something when I was student, to be honest.
okay, yeah, I think same here. I was, yeah, I love to study, and I don't know, I really love to study all the time. So that's where I used to find my passion, and I used to enjoy learning more.
Yeah.
So my study. So I want to talk a little bit about like what was your learning strategy. Let's say when I did not have time, like, because when I came here as a international student in early as before getting into the job, that was extremely hard because market was not that much at that time, and I had to upskill to the new technology when I came to Australia.
Yeah.
So that time we didn't have internet and everything as well. So I used to go to library and then take a photo of the code, and then when I travel on the bus and train, I used to read that code. So what was your learning strategy? Of course, you use internet and mentorship method to learn, but prioritizing time, for example, how did you find the time? Do you practice a lot in the night, morning? How do you manage with your energy level, with the again work and then the other commitments?
Yeah, so for the work, I used to work. I used to do part-time job as well.
Mm-hmm.
But along with that, I used to save a lot by not spending on unnecessary things, and
That's
that's how I used to manage money for myself, for pocket money or something.
that's a
And
smart
yeah,
choice. Mm-hmm.
I used to spend less and earn less. That was the
So yeah, as simple as that. If you earn less, then spend less,
spend
right?
less. Yeah.
That's a straightforward math. So yeah, that's really give you good confidence on. Okay, now I don't have to worry about finance now. This much working now giving me uh, food and living. Now I can really focus on something that is gonna build my career,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something I think everybody can look into what they can do to reduce their expenses and buy back your own time
Yeah.
and invest for the future.
Yeah, and for the learning as well, whenever I'm traveling somewhere like long time on trains and all, I used to watch YouTube videos when I was student
Oh,
about like
okay.
how to do coding and all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you never stop learning.
I never stopped, and like to be honest, it was very confusing going through different kind of videos and going through different kind of perspective. One person will say you need to learn this. This is like very trending in the market. You will
True.
get job after this, and
True.
it's very confusing for students as well. So what you know now, like what tools and technologies you know now, you might not use that when you will be landing your first job. You might be learning completely different things. So first thing you need to know is how to solve the problem, how to get adapted to the market.
True.
Yeah.
So I always tell students that people have one passion learning specific technology, programming language, or some tech stack.
Yeah.
But what I say is that what we like is one thing,
Yeah.
but what industry asks is another thing. So
Yeah.
I think we need to first think about what industry is asking, right?
Yeah.
And then get into the industry first, and then do whatever you
And
like.
then do whatever.
So that way you always, I mean, stay ahead in your career.
Yeah.
And then once you build the career and when you have experience, it's going to be much easier to transit into any career because the experience you gain from the working in the corporate, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And the confidence that you will get after getting into corporate, you will get to the amount of people you will be surrounded with, different kind of view, different kind of perspectives on everything. Like your life will be completely changed after that.
Wow. Okay. I want to talk about the lifestyle. So since we talk about the life, tell me about your life before working in the tech, of course, the money and time freedom, and after working the 10. So how would you describe that? How was your lifestyle like before the
Let
work?
me be honest, my lifestyle is still not that fancy. But
Like,
what had changed is like before, I'm still learning every day. I try to learn something new. I'm still struggling, I'm still failing, I'm learning. So that process is like forever. Once you want to get into the software industry, learning and failing is always there. But what had changed for me is I started traveling more. I started being gentle on myself nowadays, more like I used to torture myself, like, why you are not doing this, you are very late, why you are not hurrying up for this.
True.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm being gentle on myself. I'm taking things slow. I'm digging deep on the things that I want to learn, whatever it is.
I think
Yeah,
that's very important. I think you always need to look after yourself first, first your health,
yeah,
well being and your mental state, and
yeah,
then when you have a clarity, then you can focus on whatever you do. I think with the strong clarity and the focus practice on anything, I think it will keep faster learning,
yeah.
and you can, I think, achieve your goals more faster.
Yeah, definitely. And everyone has different pace of learning. You can never torture yourself by saying,
Comparing with somebody, yeah,
comparing with someone. Okay, this person already developed this kind of project to show,
and
and
I'm
all.
so
And
far behind.
I'm still learning. I'm still learning HTML. I'm still learning CSS. It's never too late. Everyone has their different ways, different timing of learning. So just have to trust yourself. Be gentle to yourself.
Okay, so let's say if you can go back and then you have to start your coding journey, or you have to, let's say, if you can go back and you want to start your lifestyle in Australia, so what would you do differently
Uh,
from beginning when since you come?
I would speak more.
You speak more. Okay.
Yeah. When I came here, like I was very afraid to speak.
I
So whenever,
remember. Okay, I want to share with this, you guys. I remember. I don't know if you remember or not. One day, you in the class, you said, "Hey, sir, I have the interview. Somebody is sending me a number. They say they wanted to talk to me about the job role."
yeah,
And you asked me what to do, and I said, "You need to call." And you said, "When I'll call tomorrow." I said, "No, now." And then I remember she was shaking her hand, but I said, "No, you have to call now." And then she was shaking her hand, and then she was calling, and then when she comes, she was literally, jittering her face and the thing. I said, "What happened?" She said it was good, but she was scared. And since then I saw that, okay, now you just need a little bit push.
yeah,
You have a courage, you can do it. I think what everybody can learn from there is that, look, even myself in the past, because not speaking enough, scared to speak, I have lost a lot of opportunity. So if you speak, either they don't like you, you are not going to get, which you are not yours anyway,
yeah.
or you have at least 50% chance that you will get it.
True.
Like they say, squeaky wheel gets the grease. So you should talk. I think talking, communicating, and then building network is, I think, very important.
Yeah, especially in IT sector,
Mm-hmm.
having soft skills like communication is super, super, super important.
Nice. Okay, so now you are working as a software engineer. What's your plan for next 3 to 5 years? What are you planning anything ahead? What do you want to see yourself in terms of the career? Do you want to switch the? Are you planning to switch the career, or you want to grow more into this same sector?
So one thing I know is I'm gonna be in IT sector,
Okay.
but I'm thinking of exploring like other sectors like DevOps role, more into DevOps
Okay,
something.
so more senior.
Yeah. So I'm
Okay.
researching. I'm still not sure what I want to be. I'm
Uh-huh.
still researching. I'm still like seeing what is of my interest, what I can do like better at. So
True.
still researching on
So
that.
that means, again, guys, the learning never
But
stops.
I'm more interested towards the cloud technologies.
No, okay, yeah. So because technology changes over the time, interest changes over the time, but it is still part of software engineering. So this is something you have a passion and you don't want to leave this
Yeah.
industry anytime soon. Okay, that's interesting. So, okay, let's talk about this new era. So what do you think about this AI? Everybody always, especially I hear all the junior developer or IT students saying, "Hey, now AI going to take the developer job." And I always say them, just ask people who is working as a developer what they say. What
My
is
reaction will be,
yeah. So
okay, definitely AI is the biggest revolution right now. it has definitely made so many things easier. Even I use ChatGPT sometimes to Google quickly for the work, whatever questions I'm having. But that doesn't mean that it will take your job away,
Job yet, yeah.
because you need developers to maintain AI.
Exactly. And who builds the AI?
Who builds
Developer.
the AI? It's
Exactly.
developers who builds
Developer
the
builds the
AI.
AI. So
And also, it's just the beginning of the starting of AI. By the time it gets matured, it will take years for that to
yeah,
happen.
so I
And
think
till that
it's
time, there is like plenty of scope for developers
yeah.
and
So
software
because I
engineering.
see, I know, especially this all the aspiring developer or the IT students in early stage, what I see is that they always see what's in the future. Okay, AI is in the future, blockchain in the future, cybersecurity has more future opportunities. That's very true. But what they need to think is that what is now?
Yeah.
Future is there, but when you arrive in the future, will you still think about the future of the future or the now?
Yeah.
So if you are not competing the market of the now, not creating the opportunity of the current market, then when you arrive in the future, that will be your now, you will still miss the opportunity. So that's why I always say, students, okay, yeah, that's the future, but let's build that foundation for the future, get into the industry.
Yeah.
Unless and until you get into the industry, you'll never know what's to come.
Yeah, and if you know about like when IT was recent, IT concept was recently established, there were developers like mainframe developers, if you remember or not, like many years ago. Um, so do you think mainframe developers, like those people are out of job right now? The one who used to code 20, 30 years ago?
No,
Definitely
definitely not.
not. Definitely they
They have to upskill
yeah,
themselves
upskills
over the
themselves,
time.
and
Yeah.
then they switch to different role, and they have more experience to provide more exposure towards technologies, more everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So tell me about your day in a life of a developer scenario. Tell me about your best day. I would like to know more, like what do you do, how do you do, so that people get to know, is this something that they are looking forward in their career? Anybody want to transit their career, let's say. So what it looks like your day, a typical day in your day in a life of the developer. So
Solving bugs.
solving bugs. Okay. So you get up. What time do you get up?
Depends. If I'm going to office, I will get up at 7 o'clock. If not, if I'm working from home, 8:30, 9 o'clock meeting.
Okay. So that means that's definitely flexible in our industry.
Yes, there is so much of flexibility.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that you are going quite a lot overseas. Hopefully, you are working from overseas as well. I'm
Yeah.
not sure
Yeah.
what's the arrangement, but yeah, anybody who wants flexibility, I think tech industry has that
Yeah.
a lot in demand. And so, what happens 9 o'clock meeting generally?
Depends when is the meeting scheduled, but 9 o'clock I usually clock in and then start working.
Like,
Whatever the task is there, like I'll just go through the calendar, whatever meetings I'll be having for the day,
mhm.
and then
You'll be
make,
working on the projects.
yeah.
So so most of the time you'll be either working on the new feature or maintaining the feature, I guess.
Depends. So it
Okay.
depends on the priorities of the.
So okay, the reason I was asking is that it could be helpful for a lot of the student who is starting career earlier.
Yeah.
The main problem is that when they have some let's say feature to fix or some problem to solve or ticket to solve,
Mm.
if they find hard to solve it, or if they think that okay, now I'm in trouble, maybe I won't be able to finish that ticket on time. So what would you do in that scenario?
Yeah, speak up.
Okay.
You'll be
Right.
having daily stand up, so that's the reason for that stand up. So you have to raise that thing
Okay,
during the
speak up.
stand up.
So that means you need to stop afraid of speaking
Yeah.
and then keep communicating with the team.
Yeah. So one thing that I always tell to everyone, even to my younger brother or whoever comes to me for the advice, I'll say develop soft skills, because it is as important as developing technical skills for you. If you
Okay.
want to go long way in the tech industry, you have to be able to speak up, you have to be able to communicate properly, you have to build network. Yeah.
That's the main thing. Yeah, guys. Some of you might not know that. As I said before, if you're just jumping into the video and skipping and watching us now. She was one of our first batch student, and just want to know, like, at what point you decide that you want to join the like mentorship program, like a coding boot camp, and then what was your journey?
As I already told before, initially when I thought of starting my career and then when I started researching, when I started to go through the YouTube videos, it was very confusing for me, like lots of views, lots of perspective. So I wanted one mentor who can guide me through, who can help me in developing end-to-end project, like starting from the design to development to deployment. So after that, I researched some of the boot camps that offer me such kind of service, and then I came to know Prem sir from there, and I'm glad I did because it changed my life. So thank you so much. You helped me so much. You made my
Very,
career.
I'm very,
The
very,
way
very
you
humble.
gave mentorship at that time, that you helped me, supported me, it means a lot to me. And I will never get tired of saying that. And I
Thank you.
really mean it.
Okay, thank you so
Not
much.
just for
And
the video.
okay, thank you, because that's what I like to see. Because I remember how hard it was for me to get into the tech industry, and then students are still struggling till the day. It's not because they don't have a talent; it's because they don't know the right path. They don't know the right mentor. Small shift can change to the big achievement. So I can't see anything else other than doing that, rest of my life, helping other people building their career. Okay, so any specific advice to IT students that you want to give if they want to pursue their career in IT?
Yeah, so software engineering is not the only sector in IT.
Mm.
There are many things. It depends on like what you like to do. Some people will love problem solving, but in some cases, different people have different qualities in their life. Some people are really good at speaking, good at taking notes, good in sales, good in selling products. So they might be good at business analysis role in such case. And some people, they might be like very introverted, or like they want to just solve the problem, don't want to face the clients or something. So there are roles that suits based on your character, based on your personality, based on what you can do. So software engineering is not the only role that you can do. There are many other things that you can explore, like project coordinator, data analysis. So many things are there. So you have to research what you want to get, and you have to actually experiment through everything by going through the courses, like what are the tools and technologies that we need to learn for that.
Okay, that's good. That's very good, especially early stage of the student. They explore to everything, like as you said before. If you go to YouTube, somebody says one thing, another person say another thing. Everything you need is available there, but it's too much available.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming,
Yeah.
right? How do you find which one do you like to work in the future? Like, we always say you need to follow the passion, but how do you know what's your passion on this? You have done that before, right?
Yeah.
So that's why what I like to see is that this is why I want to do this, the idea for developer as well. So here I wanted every developer to share their experience, and anybody listening can see, is this what I want to do in my life, or do I want to go through that journey, and do I want to have that kind of professional lifestyle? Same way maybe they can reach out to the people in LinkedIn, like you said before. Networking is important.
Yeah.
So you should network first, and then find the way to ask them nicely, saying, hey, what is your lifestyle like? Or you listen to other podcasts where you get to hear the different industry professionals' lifestyle, and then see if this is what you want to look for. And then you can definitely pursue one or two or even three, make maybe 3 bucket list, and then you start pursuing further, and then see which one you really like it, and maybe you can build a career there. I think if you do that, you can have more better path to success than just listening one person and then, okay, that person is doing this and maybe he's getting job, I want to do that too. And I heard like a lot that every 2 to 3 years a lot of people regret what they're doing it, and that's a waste of time, and then they have to start all over again in the new career. So with that saying, do you have any advice, like what can you advise to specifically international IT students? As a international IT student, being a student here, I want to switch the career is one thing, but also what can you advise to the international student who wants to come to study overseas or who is studying as IT now?
So I would like to say more into the IT sector first.
Mm-hmm.
So two things that while choosing like such a career in such a vast IT field, you have to consider two things. First is your passion and your strength.
Mm-hmm.
What you are passionate about might not be what you are good at.
True.
And what you're good at might not be what you are passionate about. So you have to consider two things. You have to do enough research, and there is nothing wrong in exploring everything and figuring out what is good for you,
True.
right?
Mm.
So it's okay if you want to go through the course of the data analysis first and then see like what will be my day-to-day job role, right? And then is this what I want to do in my next 20 years or my next 40 years? So it's okay to explore, it's okay to fail, it's okay to do everything as long as you have the mindset of learning and as long as you have that passion to go forward.
Okay. So, have you ever had failed anything in so bad a way that you wish you can go back and fix it, that you want to share?
I have failed in many things, but
Yeah.
not in such a bad way that I want to go back
Back
and
and
fix it.
fix.
I have no regrets.
Okay. Maybe something that people, who our audience can get benefit from there.
Mm.
We should learn from others' mistake.
Yeah.
Is more cheaper way to pursue career than making mistakes and learning from our own mistakes.
Mm.
Okay. I think we have quite a lot of discussion today. Is there anything do you want to add on what we've been discussing so far?
I think we summed up everything. Is there anything I can say?
Okay. So, all right. Do you have any? I usually always ask in podcasts. So, whoever is my guest, I'll ask me to ask any question you have. One question, see if I can answer that. I mean, do you have any question that you want to ask me?
So you've been in the industry for such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What is one favorite thing of being in the industry? One favorite thing from your side?
One favorite thing is that you have power to change the world with the code. So that's the power I think I have given by the God. That's my weapon. That's the weapon of every engineer.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I love about. Now I can use my power to make a good impact in the world.
That's
That
really
was
nice.
nobody asked that question. Yeah, thank you so much, Puja. Again, really appreciated you coming and sharing your experience. I hope you guys getting a lot of value today. And how people can reach you out if anybody want to reach out to you.
You can reach out to me via LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll put her LinkedIn profile link somewhere in the screen or in the description section. And then see, guys, if you want to know more about Puja or learn something, her journey, or maybe she's happy to help with any way possible. If you want to build your career, you can reach out her as well, guys. And again, thank you so much for listening. And yeah, we'll
Thank
see
you,
you
sir.
next.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye bye.